Hello and welcome to the Stover Farm Channel. I'm so glad to have you here with me, and this is episode 2. We're doing this fast. We're building a map on Lonely Valley. Just yesterday, we connected the rivers, and today we're going to start building some roads. Now, it's been suggested that I build this out as really a 2-farm map, but we're going to do some, oil work on it. And I want to get a road that goes from the far west end to the east end. And we're not going to use templates. We're not going to use anything to drop down on the map, like a picture or some of the, there's some textures you can get from the in-game mod hub. We're going to actually build these with paint. And what I like to do is, first and foremost, is get my truck. So get the vehicle that I'm going to be driving and set the width of the road accurately. So I've got my truck here, and I'm trying to keep things precise because I want this road to be, it's going to be very, very long, and I want it to be as precise as possible. We're also going to have to do a little bit of changes to some elevations because you're going to see as we get further down, the road kind of slopes, kind of tilts to the right. But I've grabbed some asphalt here. I'm painting with a square brush. And I'm just finding something that's going to be one lane for this truck. And then for the side, I like to add a little bit of gravel, some of that gravel or moss pebbles. And you're going to see when you're painting in Farm Sim, it's really like you're painting blocks. In fact, that's one of the reasons why you can get really, really frustrated painting in this game because there are angles to these blocks. And right now I am painting perfectly, what would that be, parallel to the blocks. So as I've got my square paintbrush, I can basically draw a nice clean line. If I were to try to curve that, you'd start to see it wouldn't be 100% perfect. That's where you get like little juts here and there, and if you're OCD, it'll drive you absolutely crazy. So what I've basically done is, again, I've got one size for this right lane. I've got basically two smaller blocks of the moss grass, and then I'm coming in, there's a fence line option that you can download from the in-game mod hub. Because remember, I really, really want all of you to be able to do this. That's why we're not in Giants Editor, we're in the map editor. So you can basically just find a point and make your lines. And I'm just doing this one little section right here. You probably think, Stover, you're freaking crazy. What are you doing? I'm just getting it accurate right here so that then I can expand it all the way down. So we did the one lane. I'm going to flip it around. We're going to do the other lane. And I would say this is probably slightly skinnier than some of the standard roads in Farm Sim. Again, I know there's some modders that have created basically they're templates so you can just drop down and you can go one after another, after another, after another, after another. The thing I like about this is, again, I can control the width. So there, we're just duplicating what I did on the other side. Now I'm going to find that moss. I made a little mistake, but that's okay, because, again, there's nothing we're putting down. We're not, like, placing an item. We're just painting. Yeah, and I'll fix this right here. If I don't, it'll drive me absolutely crazy. And as you get familiar with this, you'll start to know where everything is. In the toolbar on the left. Console, I do feel for you, though. Spent many, 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 many hours in the map editor on console, and it is not easy at all. It is a completely different experience when you're on a keyboard. So there we go. This is kind of just, again, that little test segment right here. That's what the road is going to look like, but it's going to be all the way from the east and all the way from the west. I'm just going to buy a semi-truck here real fast because I want to make sure that the width is going to be okay with the semi-truck too. Yeah, and I think it'll be just fine. Again, it's probably a little skinny, but that'll be absolutely perfect. So next, we're just going to run it all the way down. I'm going to do that exact same thing. What I'm doing here is I'm going to actually remove the grass. So I'm going to find something that's wider than what my road is going to be, and I'm actually clicking it, and then I'm using the keyboard. You've got the ASDW keys, and if I hold down the paint button and I get my view at the appropriate angle, I can actually paint with the mouse and move with the keyboard. And if you get it just right, it's kind of like cutting paper at Christmas time with scissors, and it just makes that perfect cut. It's exactly what we just did right there. And we're going to do the same thing as we start painting the road. But here's what I'm talking about. This is the angle that we've got to work on. To fix that, I'm going to go in with a leveling tool. And we're going to do a decent amount of work here. So the leveling tool at the width of what I just painted to get rid of the grass. And I'm going to find an area where I can start. I've got the strength very, very high. And I'm going to work back and forth with the leveling tool and the slope tool. As you can see, if I just do a level here, it's going to be way too much. So we need to actually do some sloping right in here to make this work right. If not, we'd be cutting way too big of a path through this side of the mountain. So it's flatten, level, slope a little bit, soften, flatten, level, slope a little bit, soften. Just get it to the point where you've got a really nice grade for your road. Now, the rest of this is just repeating exactly what I did on the little test pattern of the road. Again, it's going to be the dark asphalt, then the the moss gravel, and then the lines. And we're just going to follow all the way down. Again, east to west. We're going to make it as accurate as possible. For this, I might speed this up for you because you're going to get really, really, really bored if I don't. But when we get this part done, I'll come right back and we'll talk about the ends because we're going to need to make some kind of seasonal roads on each end here. right, now we got the main road built. I'm very happy with it. Added some texture, added some bumps, added some speed limit signs. We've got to discuss how we're going to handle the end of the road because the map obviously ends, and we've got to find some way to either terminate the road, and many maps do that with just, you know, kind of putting 3 X's there, or having the road go somewhere else. And based on the poll that I just put up, we're going to build a oil refinery. We might also do some type of power plant over here along the side of the river. So that makes a perfect opportunity that we can take this road, turn it into more of a logging road, like you get in here to the end, and it becomes dirt or gravel or something. And since we painted all of this, that actually makes things very, very easy. So we're going to come in, and I'm going to fix that little mistake right here first. We'll go with asphalt dark and just kind of fix that. These are lines that I've painted, so don't have to worry about demolishing those. We can just kind of put some of that there, and then we can work on our transition into this curve right here. And we might have to modify the lines a little bit. That's totally fine. But more than likely, you know, you're going to have some type of transition here into where the road begins to go away. At least the paved road begins to go away. And that could even start maybe back here a little bit. And here we're just going to start using, you know, different types of paintable area. And then we're going to transition into like pebbles. And we're going to start making our turn. And then we've got to address the elevation. So we need to flatten this. And as you saw me back there flattening, I like to do this because it's super easy just to, you know, you could certainly just paint a road right here, no problem. But the road isn't, like, it's really, really sloped. So I like to go ahead and cut the road out from the terrain. And what I typically do, I just go very, very heavy on this tool right here, and I just start like this, and then I ultimately come in and smooth out some of the area that, again, that's way too high. But we'll use the sloping tool. We'll come like right click there, and we'll slope up to that, trying to maintain just a nice smooth grade. What the heck do we do there? Well, we could slope up to this as well. So again, sloping tool, right click, come up to it right there. Right click, coming up to it. Like that, right click here, coming up to it. And yeah, I mean, it does defeat some of the stuff that we've already done, but that's okay. Come into the smoothing tool. Now we can start smoothing this out, smoothing these edges just a little bit. Smoothing these edges just a little bit. And I love the idea of, you know, forest land being here, so let me grab, I believe this is forest ground. No, forest stones. Those are roots. It's a little bit of everything, I think. So let's do kind of this. And put some of this in here. Again, ultimately the road is going to turn up here. We're going to come down. And we might need to do some type of work here. Got to get over to here. You flatten there. You slope up through here. I don't think I got that properly. It's right click what you want your elevation to be, and then left click up to it. And yeah, there's going to be some trees that we mess up. That's okay. That's why we have the delete objects mod. So like this tree probably needs to go. That tree's fine, fine, fine. One of these trees down here is clearly in the way and is now elevated. There it is. Get rid of that. Probably get rid of this one. And this one. And this one. There we go. Okay, we got to fix this. Unless we want to ramp off of that. Probably going to work best with the sloping tool, so right-clicking and then coming down here and sloping up to it. Mess that up again right there, but that's okay. It's okay. Right-click there. Bring the slope up to it. And you can always use, if you really just want to do this manually, you could use the raise and lower tool. It's just difficult, I think. So like right here, we could raise this manually, but you end up having to do a lot of smoothing. And that's where I like this tool, because you can just say, I want this to be flat land right there. And then I want to slope up to this area. And it'll give you just a nice continuous until you go too far. Just like that. And then you got to come fix this. There we go. And then use the softening tool right here. Like that. Very, very nice. Then we got to determine what type of, road we want through here. So we've done our transition from really nice paved road. We should fix that. Stand by. So fix that. Really nice paved road into this not so nice gravel road. And what we can do is we can put a base down. So maybe like this is the base. And we can run this all the way down. To whatever's going to be down here. Again, we haven't built this yet, but we will together. I'm trying very, very hard to record everything I do as I'm building this map out, which is tough because a lot of times I just hop on the computer and kind of start going at it, and then I've got like a bunch of stuff built and I haven't recorded any of it, and people get mad, and well, no one gets mad, but then I'm sad because I've got really nothing to show. I need another type of gravel. These trees are getting in my way. It's probably driving you all crazy. So that was the base layer, and then I'm going to come back in here and just lay some gravel down. This is a seasonal road, or the oil field road. And again, we're just going to probably leave this like that because we've got so much more work to do back here. Let's just smooth this out just so it doesn't look so bad. But there is a ton of work we need to do back here. And I don't know what we're going to do yet. And yeah, I mean, we could put a little bit of grass just to jazz it up a little bit on the side of the road. Probably need to think about the trees that are here too, because it might not be wide enough if you're bringing oil field equipment up through here. Well, this is pretty wide. That tree might need to go. Let's get rid of that. It's decently wide. Yeah, I like this. That'll be good. And again, I think there'll be either some type of pumping oil production down here or up here. I don't know. Somewhere. Could even be in the wooded area. But this fixes the problem of there being the end to the map and needing to have the road go somewhere. Now, we can also kind of have a little fun here. If I go into the raise and lower tool, we can start, like, very quickly just moving the mouse around left and right in certain areas. And what this does is, again, it puts little subtle bumps in the road. So you start to see the articulation of the suspension. I think it's kind of fun. You can, again, to see the imperfections in the road. And if we hop in the truck, I'll show you what this looks like. Might be a little extreme right there, but you get the idea. You can always come back in with a smoothing tool and smooth this out just a little bit. Taking you all the way down to the river that we just made. Should be able to get across this no problem. Yep. Whoa. All right, let's go to the other side. So this is the far west side of the map. Let's go to the far east side of the map. And I'll tweak this a little bit. You can as well. Again, like I said, you might want to do some modifications to the road. You might want to smooth this out just a little bit. I think it's kind of fun. All right, so back onto the nice main paved highway, which does have a few bumps in it. We can get maximum speed running through here. Almost 80 miles per hour, 75 mile per hour speed limit. Whoa. DOT needs to fix that little bump right there. And again, this road is here, this highway is here because we've got to have some infrastructure in order to build the small town that you all have voted on and would like to see in here. So we got to have a little bit, and then we've got to have some, you know, farm roads that ultimately move kind of outward, because the farms, which there's going to be two, one of them a small dairy farm, the other a much larger, probably cattle and cash crop or crops to feed cattle, but two, a total of two, that'll be out here, and we've got to find a way to get off the main road and then have, you know, service roads going to the various areas. I haven't quite figured out how we're going to do that just yet. But this road is very important because, again, we're going to probably have a small town. I'm even thinking a very small regional airport. Because, again, you're dealing with oil. There's going to be oil executives that need to come in and do stuff. So we might need to put a small regional airport in. But we got to fix this first. So what the heck are we going to do here? This could very well just be a situation where the road ends. The road just ends. So, you know, nothing has been done back here. Maybe we make some of these trees stay here. But some of them go away. We don't want to go all the way to the edge, so we don't want to expose the outer boundaries of the map, which are over here. We can't get to them, but if we delete everything from here, you'll see it. So let's come back and find the road. Where's the road? The road is over here. And similar to what we had over there, I think we'll go with some type of transition into dirt. Kind of like this. And then just mud or dirt with rocks or something. Mud pebble light back here. And this might be like an area where things get dumped. So we can find in our decorations tab, there's a ton of different, like, just trash piles that you can start piling up. Maybe they're in decoration. Yeah, there's some there, but there's mainly in decoration. Let's see what we can get in here. Yeah, here we go. So, yeah, you know, this area is just trash piles, people dumping stuff. Some old cars. Barrels. Ooh, scary barrels. And then, you know, we'd probably want to do something like so if we go into fencing, I've got some construction fences that we could put up here. Just so that people know, like, hey, the road ends. So, danger, beware, the road ends. And then back here, just grab some grass and kind of clean this up a little bit. You can also put some weeds or whatnot around the various junk that's back here. It's so hard to see around those trees. There we go. Yeah, I like that. So again, the road just ends, and there's nothing back there. You can't really do anything. That allows us all this space again. I think up here, maybe right in here, because this is the area where the dealership is. We might be able to do something in this area to make the town, the small little town, like right in here. And then again, I think oil fields over here. Probably power plant here. And then the rest of this is the farm. So the small dairy farm, one of them, and then one big cattle farm for this awesome, awesome map that we're going to build. So there we go. We built a road. So much more to do, though. Again, I don't know how many episodes we're going to have of this. It's up to you. When you think it's finished, and then I'll start playing it. So, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on the farm with Stovers.